If you're over 60, the tea you sip every morning could be either protecting your heart or quietly raising your risk for disease without you ever noticing. Hello, I'm Dr. Morrison, and today I'll share a story that could change the way seniors think about their daily cup of tea. This video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your doctor before making any changes to your diet or medications. Let me tell you about Harold. He's a 72-year-old retired teacher from Ohio. Every morning for decades, Harold started his day with a steaming mug of black tea. No sugar, just a splash of milk. He always believed it was healthier than coffee. And in some ways, he was right. But during a routine checkup, Harold was shocked to learn his blood pressure had been creeping upward, and his doctor mentioned that his caffeine intake, yes, even from tea, might be playing a role. On the other side of the country, in California, there's Margaret, 68 years old. She switched to green tea after hearing it was full of antioxidants. She swears it gives her steady energy without the jitters of coffee, but Margaret began to wonder, am I missing out on something by not drinking black tea? Or is green tea really the better choice for longevity? These are the questions I hear from patients all the time. Which is truly healthier, green or black? The answer isn't simple, and that's exactly why today we're going to break it down. Both drinks come from the same plant. Yet one has been praised for its calming effects and cancer-fighting antioxidants, while the other has been linked to better gut health and reduced stroke risk. But what happens when seniors over 60 rely on one type for years? Which one actually supports healthy aging, and which one could backfire? Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll not only know the truth, but you'll have a clear plan for which tea belongs in your cup, and why. So Harold with his black tea in Ohio and Margaret with her green tea in California, they're part of a much bigger story. A story that stretches back thousands of years, across continents, and into the daily rituals of billions of people. But here is what most people don't realize. The difference between green and black tea isn't just cultural. It is chemical. And the way these teas were prepared throughout history shaped not only taste, but health outcomes. Legend has it that tea was first discovered in China nearly 5,000 years ago, when a few leaves drifted into Emperor Shen Nong's boiling pot of water. That accident became one of the most important discoveries in the history of human nutrition. Now in Asia, green tea became the drink of choice. Light, grassy, calming, used by monks to stay alert during meditation and believed to promote longevity. Even today, if you travel to Japan, seniors in their 80s and 90s often credit their daily green tea ritual as one of the secrets to their energy and sharp minds. In contrast, when tea made its way to Europe in the 1600s, something changed. The leaves were processed differently, fermented and oxidized, creating the rich, dark beverage we now know as black tea. This new version was stronger, bolder, and became part of Western culture. Think about afternoon tea in Britain, or here in the USA, sweet iced tea on a hot summer day in the South. Now you might be wondering, Dr. Morrison, what does this history have to do with my health as a senior in America today? Everything. Because these cultural traditions explain why some parts of the world have higher rates of heart health and longevity, while others struggle with hypertension and diabetes. Seniors in Okinawa, Japan, famous for their longevity, drink green tea daily. Meanwhile, in many parts of the USA, where black tea and coffee dominate, we've seen higher rates of cardiovascular disease. Is this coincidence or chemistry? That's exactly what we're about to unpack. So here is the real question. If both green and black tea come from the same plant, how can they be so different in their effects on the body? And most importantly, if you're a senior in the USA trying to protect your heart, your brain, and your independence, which one should you trust? So, we've traveled from ancient China to modern-day America, and we've seen how culture shaped our cups. But now, let us put the history aside and ask the real health question. What's actually inside that tea bag or loose leaf brew? And what does it mean for your body as you age? Both green and black tea come from the Camellia sinensis plant. That means they start out identical. The difference happens during processing. Green tea is quickly steamed or pan-heated. This preserves delicate compounds known as catechins, powerful antioxidants. Black tea, on the other hand, goes through oxidation, which changes those catechins into theaflavins and thearubigins. Different compounds, different effects. Now, antioxidants are your body's firefighters. Imagine little sparks of damage happening inside your body every single day, caused by aging, pollution, stress, even sunlight. Those sparks are what we call free radicals. If they go unchecked, they can lead to inflammation, clogged arteries, or even memory decline. Antioxidants, whether from green tea catechins or black tea theaflavins, are like firefighters rushing in to put out the flames. Here's what a typical cup offers. Green tea, about 30–40 milligauss of caffeine, plus a high concentration of EGCG, one of the most studied antioxidants in the world. EGCG has been linked to improved memory, lower blood sugar, and reduced risk of certain cancers. Black tea, about 40–70 milligauss of caffeine, with unique theaflavins that seem to improve cholesterol levels and blood vessel health. So while green tea often gets the fame for being healthier, black tea brings its own benefits. It's not a villain, it's just different. Let me share the story of Janet, a 75-year-old from Florida. She came to me worried about her memory. Her daughter had noticed she was misplacing items more often. Janet drank soda most afternoons, but no tea. I suggested she try replacing that soda with 1 cup of green tea daily. 6 months later, she told me, "Dr. Morrison, not only do I feel sharper, but I don't get that afternoon crash anymore." But here's the twist. Her husband, Tom, 78, swears by black tea. He drinks it every morning, plain, no sugar. His cholesterol improved, and his doctor reduced one of his medications. 2 people, 2 teas, 2 different health wins, which raises the question, if both teas have benefits, how do you know which one is right for you, especially if you're over 60? And could drinking the wrong one actually raise your risks? So far, we've seen that both green and black tea carry impressive health benefits. But here's the catch. Nothing in medicine and nothing in nutrition is ever one size fits all. For seniors, especially those over 60 or 70, the very same cup of tea that helps your neighbor could cause you trouble. Let's break this down. Caffeine is a double-edged sword. A little can boost alertness, improve memory, and even lower your risk of Parkinson's disease. But too much, especially as we age, can lead to insomnia, heart palpitations, higher blood pressure, and even anxiety. I had a patient named George, 82, from Ohio. He loved his 4 cups of strong black tea every morning, but he came to me worried. "Doc, why is my heart racing after breakfast?" We discovered it wasn't his medication, it was the caffeine load from his tea. Solution: for seniors sensitive to caffeine, green tea is often gentler. 1 or 2 cups in the morning can give you clarity without the jitters. And if you still want the ritual of tea at night, try decaf green or herbal teas like chamomile. This one surprises many people. Both green and black tea contain compounds called tannins. They bind to iron in your food, making it harder for your body to absorb, especially important if you were dealing with anemia or borderline low hemoglobin. I remember Mary, a 70-year-old retired teacher from Texas. She loved drinking tea with her meals. But despite eating plenty of spinach and chicken, her lab work kept showing iron deficiency. Once we adjusted her tea timing, no tea during meals, only between them, her iron levels bounced back. Solution: seniors who struggle with anemia should avoid drinking tea with meals. Give at least 1 to 2 hours between eating and sipping. Here's where it gets serious. Green tea, because of its higher catechin content, can interfere with blood-thinning medications like warfarin. Black tea, with its caffeine, can affect certain heart medications and increase dehydration if combined with diuretics. Solution: always check with your doctor before making tea a daily habit if you're on long-term prescriptions. The last thing we want is for a healthy habit to backfire. Seniors often notice their teeth yellowing faster when drinking black tea daily. Meanwhile, green tea, while less staining, can cause stomach upset if consumed on an empty stomach. Solution: if staining worries you, rinse your mouth after tea or use a straw. And for sensitive stomachs, have a light snack with your green tea. I had a couple, both in their late 70s, who were tea enthusiasts. The wife drank green tea religiously, but often felt queasy in the mornings. The husband drank black tea but hated the stains on his dentures. They both came to me laughing, saying, "Doc, tea is supposed to help us live longer, not give us more problems." And that's the truth. Longevity isn't just about adding years to life. It's about making sure those years are comfortable, vibrant, and enjoyable. So, the big question is, should you drink green tea, black tea, or both? And how can you customize your choice to fit your unique health profile as you age? All right, let's get practical. I know many of you are thinking, okay, Dr. Morrison, I get the science, I get the risks, but just tell me, how much tea should I really drink, and which type is right for me? That's exactly where we're headed. I'm going to break this down into simple, age-friendly strategies, so whether you're in your 50s, 60s, or well into your 80s, you'll walk away with a clear plan. At this stage, many of you are still working, raising kids, or perhaps becoming grandparents. Stress, sleep issues, and weight gain are common. If weight control and energy are your goals, green tea is your best friend. Its catechins help with fat metabolism and steady energy. Aim for 2 to 3 cups daily, ideally between meals. If you're fighting afternoon slumps at work, switch your second cup of coffee for green tea. Your heart will thank you in the long run. Tip: pair your tea with a short walk, what I call a tea walk. 10 minutes outside after drinking tea doubles the benefits for metabolism and mood. Here's where green tea really shines. At this age, blood pressure, cholesterol, and memory concerns start creeping in. Green tea may reduce stroke risk and support brain function. Black tea, with its stronger caffeine kick, can still be useful in the morning if you feel sluggish. Mix it up. Have green tea mid-morning for antioxidants, and a light cup of black tea early afternoon for focus. Tip: never drink tea on an empty stomach. Seniors often forget this, and the tannins can cause stomach upset. Have a handful of nuts, a slice of toast, or even half a banana before your cup. At this stage, sleep quality, digestion, and independence matter most. Stick with milder green tea or decaf versions to avoid insomnia. Herbal teas like chamomile or rooibos in the evening are excellent companions for relaxation. If you enjoy black tea, keep it to the morning only, and always hydrate with water alongside it to prevent dehydration. I had a patient, 85-year-old Ruth from Michigan. She told me, "Doc, I love my tea, but I hate being awake at 3 a.m. staring at the ceiling." We switched her from black tea to green tea in the morning and chamomile at night. Within weeks, she reported sleeping like a baby again. Timing is everything. No tea with meals. Wait at least 1 hour to protect iron absorption. Mind your medications. If you're on blood thinners, diabetes drugs, or diuretics, check with your doctor first. Stay balanced. Tea is powerful, but it's not a cure-all. Pair it with good sleep, walking, and a senior-friendly diet. Listen to your body. If tea makes you anxious, dizzy, or disrupts your sleep, it's your body's way of saying, slow down. I'll tell you something from my own practice. I once asked a group of seniors in my clinic waiting room, "What does tea mean to you?" One said, "It's comfort." Another said, "It's my memory of mornings with my late husband." A third said, "It's my medicine." And that's the beauty of tea. It's not just leaves in water. It's tradition, memory, health, and hope, all steeped together. Now you may still be wondering, after all this science, all these stories, what's the final verdict? Is green tea truly better than black tea, or does the answer depend entirely on you? We've explored the stories, the science, the struggles and the solutions. And now it's time for me to give you the verdict that so many of my patients, and I am sure many of you watching, have been waiting for. So, which is truly healthier, green tea or black tea? Here's the truth. Green tea generally has the edge when it comes to antioxidants, brain protection and heart health, but black tea isn't the villain. In fact, for seniors who enjoy its richer taste and slightly stronger caffeine boost, it can improve focus, mood, and even digestion. The secret is this. If you're looking for longevity, sharper memory, and lower risk of age-related diseases, lean toward green tea. If you need energy, alertness, and a sense of ritual, enjoy your black tea, but in moderation. It's not about declaring a winner. It's about choosing the right tea for your body, your stage of life, and your goals. I want to leave you with this thought. Every sip you take is a choice, not just for comfort today, but for health tomorrow. For seniors in the USA and beyond, tea can be more than a drink. It can be a bridge to memory, to connection, to wellness, and yes, to longevity. And remember this, aging is not about slowing down, it's about unlocking your next chapter. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you prefer green tea or black tea? Have you noticed differences in your health when drinking one versus the other? Drop your experiences in the comments below. I personally read many of them, and they help other seniors too. And don't forget, hit the like button if you learned something new today. Share this video with your family, especially those in their 60s and 70s. Subscribe to Senior Health Tips so more USA seniors can take charge of their health, one small habit at a time.